Hi, I'm so glad you came by. I had something I wanted to talk to you about. We many times face a decision that we know is not right. You know, just because we might be success-minded, just because we might understand the difference between right and wrong, and understanding that there are choices that we have to make, doesn't mean that we won't have to make those choices. We do. We're all faced with compromise. We're all faced with those issues in life where we know what is the right thing to do, and yet we're torn on whether or not we really want to do it. Ask yourself this question: am I willing to pay the price? You see, there is a consequence to your action every time. So consequences are one thing that you can never escape, whether it is doing what's right or doing what's wrong. There is always a consequence to our action. Always. Nothing happens without it. Every action results in a consequence of some way. So you have to ask yourself, am I willing to pay that price? Am I willing to deal with the consequences? What are the consequences? What can possibly happen? Don't think in terms of, can I get away with this? Because, to be honest with you, none of us get away with anything. There's always a coming of what it is that we're going to face through the consequences that we face, or some other result that comes through in dealing with people. You know, I love the words of Mark Twain, who said, you know, telling the truth is the best thing to do, because then you don't have to remember anything. If you've ever got caught up in a lie, you know that you have to always remember what the lie is, because you're constantly having to cover it up, and you cover a lie with 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 a lie, and it just keeps building up. And after a while, you got to remember an awful lot of stuff, where with the truth, you just have to remember the truth. And it's all there for you. So understand, there's always a consequence. And we're always faced, you know, don't look at yourself and feel that you've compromised some way, or you've done something wrong because you're faced with this decision of doing what's right or not. We're all faced with that. That's just part of life. That's not anything. You're not going to have that disappear from your life. But the decision is always yours. And that decision is to do what is right. And if you're wondering what it is that you need to do, ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price? If you're not willing to pay the price, don't do the action. This is John Patrick Hickey, and I do want to encourage you to always be your best. Love God, have good manners, discover the unknown, and change your world.